There's Dasher, Prancer, Vixen, Blitzen, Tiny Dancer, and all of my favorite Christmas songs coming to you right now. Hey everybody, Chris King here, and welcome to Love Live Music. This is where we talk about live music, we talk about music reviews, we talk about some of our favorite artists and the records that they put out. And if you're a fan of all those things, I'm so happy that you're here. I would love it if you've not joined us before to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the don't like button. Just let me know what's up. Let me know that you're out there. Because today, did you think I was really gonna wear the beard the whole time? Because I tried it in dress rehearsal. This was uncomfortable and didn't match my mouth hole. And one thing I gotta have for this particular broadcast is my mouth hole working. Because what I'm doing today is I'm counting down my 10 favorite holiday songs of 2020. Let me give you the rules. First of all, there are no rules. It's my YouTube channel. I'm gonna make my own rules. And my rules are this. The song counts if I want it to count. These are my top 10 favorites of this year. Doesn't mean that it came out this year. Doesn't mean that it didn't come out this year. It's just the top 10 holiday songs that I've enjoyed here over the last 6 weeks or so since we all started getting into the holiday spirit. Some of the songs that I listen to all the time with regards to the holidays, they can't be included because it doesn't make any sense. They have to be, they have to get out of, into the Hall of Fame, I guess. It's kind of like when Motley Crue's Home Sweet Home video was the Total Request Live #1 video of the day for weeks and weeks and weeks. Carson Daly, I think it was Carson Daly, it might have been whoever was before Carson Daly, said, look, no more. You gotta go, you get into the Hall of Fame, you can't win this anymore on TRL. And I like to think of my YouTube channel as something of a TRL. Not at all. What I'm talking about is my top holiday songs. Songs that won't be included are probably my all-time favorite holiday song, A Christmas Song, also known as Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. The particular version that I hold dear is by Johnny Mathis. My parents had that Johnny Mathis Christmas album and used to wear it out between Thanksgiving and December 25th. Other favorite Christmas songs that won't be included: Do They Know It's Christmas by Band-Aid, Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC, Silent Night by Stevie Nicks, and my other top all-time go-to Christmas holiday song, Another Lonely Christmas by Prince. Each December 25th, he drinks banana daiquiris till he's blind. That's a lyric that'll stick with you. I can't say that I've ever had a banana daiquiri. Maybe Prince was on to something. So, without further ado, we should discuss my honorable mentions. The songs that were so close to being in the top 10, but alas, they did not make the top 10. They're kind of like the reindeer that didn't make it on the run with Santa. Because those are too great. And I didn't really listen to them this year because, to be honest, you hear them a whole lot of times. You don't need to hear them again. I don't know what it is with Mariah Carey. People want to hear that song all the time. That's always like the big Christmas song the past 20 years. I don't get it. Also not on my list. Not because I feel like it's Hall of Famed out, just because, I'm over it. One of my favorite bands from Brooklyn, Lawrence, has put out a version of the Christmas song. And if you don't know Lawrence, they put on such a great live show. I've got one of their t-shirts that says it's Chicken Finger Friday. Thank God it's Chicken Finger Friday, which has nothing to do with the band other than I like the shirt and they were clever enough to make the shirt. But I really enjoy seeing Lawrence live whenever they come through my area, and I encourage you to go see them as well. Lawrence does a cover of the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire, with Mark Dover, and it's really, really good. It's got some backwards sounding beats processed through, and it's a little bit funky. There's some nice horn solo, which I'm guessing is courtesy of Mark Dover, but it's a lot of fun take on the song. Next, honorable mention, Tommy Emmanuel. Excellent, excellent player, and he does an acoustic version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer that is beyond compare. It is so good, it sounds so good, and you'll want to check that one out. Tommy Emmanuel, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. My last honorable mention is by Charlie Bliss and one of the great new punk bands, Pup. Is it Pup or P-U-P? I don't know. I'm gonna call them Pup. But it's Christmas and I fucking miss you. That is such a good punk-ish song, great message, and it's just of the times, and I really dug it. I listened to it several times here recently. I think it's great. Now, moving on to my top 10, and I will mention, along with my top 10, I'm gonna try to put links for all of these songs where you can go and listen to them yourself here on YouTube or maybe on Spotify, I'm not sure exactly, but there'll be links in the description where you can click through and you can be like, I haven't heard this one. Maybe this is a good song. Maybe it's not. It probably is if it's on the list. I checked them twice. And number 10 on my list is by 21 Pilots. Christmas Saves the Year. And boy, in 2020, there is not a more true song title, except maybe for what my number 1 is, but you're gonna have to wait for that. Number 10, Christmas Saves the Year, 21 Pilots. Doesn't matter how crappy the year has been, for one day, for one moment, for one area in time. It's the holidays in general. A lot of people celebrate Christmas, so we're talking specifically about Christmas right here and how Christmas saves the year. I understand that Hanukkah saves it, and Kwanzaa saves it, and Festivus saves it, and so many other things save it, but with regards to my list here of my top holiday Christmas songs, that's the one that is number 10, Christmas Saves the Year, 21 Pilots. Coming in at number 9, man, I love some Nicole Atkins. I really do. I'm a big fan since her first single was The Party's Over, which has to be almost 15 years old now. But she's such a solid songwriter. I love her vocals. And on every album she puts out, I find several songs that I just love. And so Nicole Atkins has put out this every single Christmas song that I really dig. It's got, it sounds great, right? It rocks. It's got some rock and roll to it. And then her vocals, man, her vocals are just what makes it. She's got a real unique vocal. I dig it. So Nicole Atkins, Every Single Christmas is my number 9. Number 8, one of the most celebrated bands of the last year or two coming out of the indie rock scene. These guys are from Texas and they sound such old school soul, but like with a new vibe to it. And it's not unlike what Brittany Howard does with some of her projects, but Black Pumas, and they've been nominated now. Last year they got Best New Artist Grammy. And now this year they're up for the Grammy for Best Album, and it's the same album that they won Best New Artist on. And I don't understand the Grammys, we've talked about that, but they did put out this Christmas jam called Christmas Will Really Be Christmas, and if you listen to it, it's got a super solid, positive social message for change and, when will Christmas really be Christmas? When can we all celebrate together? And I really dig the Black Pumas in general, and I like what they've done with their holiday song, Christmas Will Really Be Christmas. Coming up next, one of the biggest songwriters going right now is Phineas, Billie Eilish's brother Phineas, all caps, Phineas with an F, not a PH, because PH would not balance. Phineas is the man with Another Year, and the lyrics to this song are excellent. It's such a good, kind of a sad, it's a very soft, quiet, meaningful song of longing, of hope, of another year. And you got to listen to it because the lyrics might really hit home with you. And I can't say that I've ever listened to any of his solo stuff before. I've certainly heard the Billie Eilish stuff, but this is a solid track, Another Year by Phineas. Coming up next, what number are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess, is this 6? Lucky number 6. Who doesn't love Big Frida? And who doesn't love the great collective out of New Orleans, the Preservation Jazz Hall Band, and you put them together, Big Frida and Preservation Jazz Hall Band, Preservation Hall Jazz Band, I say it wrong every time, make it jingle. This version with these two acts together, I mean,
hey, y'all.
Big Frida. So, you know what she's gonna do? Check her out.
I've been naughty, but I've also been nice. I made a wish list and I checked it twice.
Yes.
I want a new Porsche and a matching Benz.
Make it jingle, make it jingle, make it jingle, make it jingle. I mean, it sounds a lot like, it's the bounce stuff that Frida does, but it's got the horns for preservation, and I just love it. I love it. Play it all the time. Another song that I love, and I've played probably more than any other song on this list this year, is 100 gecs. If you don't know about 100 gecs, then I don't know, might not be your bag. Not everybody loves 100 gecs, as I've been told. However, I find it very interesting, and I love the energy behind it. And their song, Sympathy for the Grinch, to me is hilarious. Is it not safe for work? Yeah, pretty much, depends on where you work. But they do drop the F-bombs. They drop some GDs, and I think they're basically talking about locking Santa up in the back of the truck because they didn't get what they wanted for Christmas. Can you relate? Number 4 is, I don't know how this song slipped past me, but the Black Crowes' Backdoor Santa, which is an old Clarence Carter song. And let me tell you, I'm not sure what's going on with this because I think it is one of the classic Crowes lineups. And I want to know if Steve Gorman plays on this track and what's going on with that. I am a Black Crowes apologist. I love me some Chris Robinson. I love me some Rich Robinson. I like it when Rich does his Hookah Brown stuff. I like it when Rich does the Chris Robinson Brotherhood. I like it when they do whatever they want because I love the sound that these two brothers make. And when you put them together, it's like a freaking Reese's cup of deliciousness with velvety vocals and smooth peanut buttery guitar riffs. I love the Black Crowes. And Backdoor Santa is classic sounding Crowes. It sounds so good. I love it. I will probably, of all the songs on the list, that's one that I can see me listening to in July because I don't care. It's my playlist. At number 3, I just discovered this album this year, even though I worked with the artist back in 2019. J.D. McPherson has a full Christmas album out called Socks, with a great cover that's reminiscent of the old Peanuts imagery, drawing, hand-drawn artwork. The kids like, socks. And it's a brilliant Christmas album of J.D. McPherson's sound, which is like an old school rock sound, and his song, Hey Skinny Santa, which shouts out some of the best food cities in the country. You hear about Chicago, and you hear about New Orleans, and you hear about Memphis. Sorry, New York City, but it's great. And I love the lyrics, and it's all about you got to fatten Santa up so that we don't need no skinny Santas. Number 2, I don't know where these guys came from, Nashville. I've never heard much about them. I've never heard of them. Their names are Ryan Garrett and Joey Green. And they've written this song, Music City Christmas, where, as with any genre of music, there can be cliches that you kind of roll your eyes at. And right now I'm talking specifically about a country-esque sounding song. And there's a lot of country Christmas holiday songs that maybe the lyrics are just kind of saccharine. But this is not one of those. This is there's something about it that really hits me and makes me love this song. And I think it deserves a much wider audience. Music City Christmas by Ryan Garrett and Joey Green. It's like the line of, she's always on the guest list or something. They say something, she was always on the list, something like that. It's clearly about somebody that they care about that's no longer with us. And it's, put it up there with Dan Fogelberg's Old Lang Syne for a heart-tugging holiday number. Or Prince's Another Lonely Christmas. That's another sad one. but Music City Christmas by Ryan Garrett and Joey Green. I want you to check that out. Number one is number one because of 2020. And number one is by Grizz Folk, who I had the pleasure of doing a show with a few years ago. I can't remember which year, maybe it was 2017, 2018, at Sticky's Chicken Shack in Little Rock, Arkansas. It was in June. I think it was an off night, like a Wednesday. But Grizz Folk with the one and only Kyle Gass of Tenacious D, who my father and I were in a cab going down Michigan Avenue one time, many Decembers ago. And there was a couple crossing the street, and it was super late at night. And as we were getting out of our cab, the couple crossing the street, I said to my dad, "Is that KG?" And we've just been like watching all the Tenacious D. This is right when Tenacious D was really popping, maybe in 1999. And sure enough, it was Kyle Gass walking across the street, and happy to be recognized, and very much a pleasure. Later, I had the honor of working with him when he was in Trainwreck. But enough name dropping for me. I want to talk about their song that Grizz Folk and Kyle Gass have put out called All I Want for Christmas Is a Rock Show. And believe me, if there's one thing that I want and that you want, it's a rock show, right? Sitting home all alone, tired of staring at my phone. All my favorite bands have gone from sold out to postponed. I mean, right? That gets you. So look, those are my top Christmas holiday songs of 2020. Are they the best? I don't know. Are they my favorite for this year? And that's my rules. And if you enjoy hearing me talk about stuff like that, pretty soon I've got some other lists to drop by the end of the year. And I like to talk about music. And really all I want for Christmas is a rock show. Actually, there's one other thing that I want. And I think I'll make a video about that soon. But in the meantime, check out one of these videos that are playing right now. I would love it. If you didn't subscribe already, maybe click that subscribe button. Maybe drop me a comment. Maybe say ho, ho, ho. Maybe tell me that, I look good in the Santa hair. I don't know. Love live music.